Welcome to this deep dive. So, if you've been keeping up with the news out of Hollywood lately,
There.
you'll know there's this huge, almost overwhelming wave of announcements. Cinematic franchises, mostly.
It's a lot.
Yeah, sequels, reboots, actors we love coming back to roles. It's nonstop. So our mission today, we want to kind of cut through all that noise, all the updates and the teasers,
Uh-huh.
and really pull out what's important, the surprising stuff maybe about what's actually coming to the big screen, give you the real story behind it all.
Exactly. And the sources we're looking at, they're basically a big roundup of the latest updates on movie series. Everything from those huge sequels people are waiting for to totally new franchise starts.
Right.
We're not just going to, list movies. We want to look at how these moves are shaping entertainment's future, what it means for creators, for us as the audience.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What's really driving this constant revisiting of old stories? And like beyond just seeing familiar faces again, what should we actually expect?
Good question.
Let's start with some really intriguing actor returns. And honestly, this first one kind of made my jaw drop. Johnny Depp, back as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
At a children's hospital in Madrid. Apparently he was filming something else, day drinker.
Hmm.
But showing up in costume, that definitely got people talking.
Oh, absolutely it did.
Yeah.
And, looking into it, it's maybe more than just a fun visit. Jerry Bruckheimer, the producer, he's said publicly he's interested in getting Depp back, and there are reports they might be looking at two different scripts for Pirate 6.
Two versions.
Yeah, with one specifically trying to, quote, honor the classic Sparrow vibe, which I think really shows how studios are leaning hard on proven characters, proven IP, like insurance against, the whole streaming market uncertainty.
Right.
They're betting on that built-in audience that Jack Sparrow brings, no matter what else is going on.
Okay, sticking with the beloved characters and maybe surprising returns. Mamma Mia 3. Who saw that coming?
Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried, who apparently doesn't even really like sequels,
Yeah.
is seemingly on board. And Pierce Brosnan, Colin Firth, Christine Baranski, most of the originals are ready to go too.
Yeah, and the really fascinating part there is the talk about Meryl Streep.
But didn't her character?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dawn seemed pretty definitively gone in the last one. But there's still serious discussion about her being involved somehow.
Huh.
It just shows how invested people get, Sometimes even death isn't final if fans want a character back badly enough. The script's locked, apparently, even if they aren't filming it. Says a lot about the power of character.
That's quite something. Okay, shifting gears from sing-alongs to something with more of an edge. Horror time.
Okay.
Remember, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 97 one.
Oh, yeah, cult classic.
It's coming back July 18th, 2025.
Okay.
And Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are back too.
Now, that's interesting. It's a great example of bringing back icons, but like with a fresh angle. The director, Jennifer Caton Robinson, she's apparently aiming for something that's, quote, nostalgic yet fresh. So the original characters aren't just repeating their past roles. They're mentoring teenagers now.
Ah, okay.
It's a smart way to tap into the old fan base, but also build a bridge for younger viewers. Gives the franchise legs, potentially.
And speaking of big comebacks, Uma Thurman, back in action after, well, a long time post Kill Bill.
Yeah.
She's in The Old Guard too, with Charlize Theron. That drops July 2nd.
And the key thing there, apparently, is why she came back. She said the sequel had enough emotional and character depth.
That's crucial, isn't it? That focus on depth. For actors like her, beyond the money, what really pulls them back? Is it a creative itch? Or maybe seeing their old roles in a new light?
I think it's a mix. You hit on it. For someone like Thurman with such iconic roles already, the script has to offer more than just doing it again.
Right.
It needs to feel like a progression, a real story reason for the character to be back, something that adds a new layer, feels earned, not just a paycheck gig.
Makes sense. Okay, last one in this category. Strong return to the spotlight. Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
He's reportedly talking about playing Mike Hammer in a new gritty detective film. And it's a reunion with Nick Pizzolatto, the creator of True Detective.
Wow.
Yeah, being called a strong return after he's been a bit quieter on the big screen lately.
That potential team-up says a lot about creative partnerships. For McConaughey, getting back together with Pizzolatto, especially after some time away, that's not just any role.
No.
It feels strategic, like he's aiming to get back to that really challenging, character-driven stuff that won him so much acclaim. It signals a specific kind of direction he wants to go in.
So yeah, whether it's Jack Sparrow popping up again or the Mamma Mia crew getting back together, it really seems like this blend of audience nostalgia and the studios wanting safer bets is huge.
Definitely a big part of it.
But what about when franchises need to do more than just bring back old faces? Let's talk about universes that are evolving, new perspectives, maybe some tech twists. First up, Black Panther 3. There's been talk, maybe playful comments, from Damson Idris, the British actor, about maybe taking on the mantle. He said he'd say yes if asked.
Yeah, he seems eager. But Marvel's official line from Nate Moore is basically, hold your horses. No casting decisions yet. The focus right now is Ryan Coogler's other project, Sinners.
Right.
But what's really interesting is that Coogler is apparently already writing Denzel Washington into the Black Panther 3 storyline.
Really? Even without a release date set?
Exactly. It shows how Marvel plans things out. Story and creative vision seem to come way before the casting announcements sometimes. These big decisions are being made early for these massive IPs.
Okay, another beloved world getting a new look. How to Train Your Dragon. But live action this time.
Yep, premiered in London June 13th, hits U.S. theaters July 2nd.
And the cast.
Mason Thames as Hiccup, Nico Parker as Astrid, and Gerard Butler is actually back voicing Stoic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the promise is, faithful yet fresh.
Yeah.
Which brings up that big question for these live-action remakes.
How do you please the old fans but still make it feel new?
Exactly. It's such a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
You got to honor the original that people love, but you also need to justify making it again. Change too much, you annoy the diehards. Change too little, why bother?
Tricky balance. And speaking of animation, Pixar's got Toy Story 5 coming.
Yeah.
With a toy meets tech twist, apparently.
Yeah.
The first teaser showed Woody, Buzz, the whole gang reuniting, but now there's like tech involved somehow.
Yeah. That toy meets tech thing feels like a strategic move for Pixar and maybe other animation studios too.
How so?
Well, think about it. They need to keep these ancient franchises relevant for kids growing up with AI, VR, smart everything.
Right, different world.
So it's about moving beyond just, traditional toys and exploring how these characters interact with modern tech, trying to stay resonant.
Okay, we've seen animation go live action, but sometimes it goes the other way, or maybe sideways. Like
So.
with Death Stranding,
Yeah.
the latest news isn't the live action one we heard about. It's an animated adaptation for adults.
That's right. It's being written by Aaron Guzikowski. He did Raised by Wolves. And it's an original story, just set in Kojima's world.
So separate from the game's plot?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And it's happening at the same time as the live-action version that A24 and Michael Sarnowski are doing.
Wow, okay. Two different takes at once.
It's this multi-platform strategy. It's not just about churning out content. It's a smart way to maximize the IP's value.
How does that work?
Well, you adapt it across different mediums, animation for maybe one audience, live action for another.
Wow.
You diversify how you make money, you target different groups, maybe even get fans of one version to check out the other,
Right.
all from one core idea.
Clever. Okay, so we've hit familiar faces, evolving universes. Let's wrap up with just a quick look at the bigger picture, like a rapid fire round of the sheer volume of franchise stuff coming, the whole franchise factory idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
On the Netflix side, for instance, they are clearly leaning heavily on their known hits this year. The Old Guard 2 is coming July 2nd. Then between July and December, expect the Stranger Things finale. Nobody wants this. Season 2, Wednesday, Knives Out 3.
Wow, big names.
Definitely. It's a clear strategy, right?
Yeah.
Use the stuff people already love to keep subscribers hooked in a super competitive market. Less risk.
Makes sense. And Marvel's 2025, it's just packed.
Absolutely relentless.
We've got Ironheart in June, Fantastic Four, First Steps in July, The Animated Eyes of Wakanda in August, Marvel Zombies October, Wonder Man December.
And DC's not sitting back either. Wonder Woman 3 is being developed. James Gunn is teasing his new Superman movie, possibly with Batman involved too.
A rebuild phase for them.
Feels like it. A careful rebuild, using the icons but under that new Gunn and Safran vision, trying to get cohesive.
And looking even further ahead, 2025 and beyond, some massive dates already locked in. Tron airs October 10th, 2025, with Leto and Jeff Bridges back.
Yep. Avatar Fire and Ash, December 19th, 2025.
And Jurassic World Rebirth, July 2, 2025. Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali in that one.
It's undeniable that these established franchises are still huge moneymakers. You just mentioned Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, over 509 million grossed already. That shows the power.
True.
But it's also worth noting, for every big win like Mission Impossible, you also see franchise fatigue setting in elsewhere. Some sequels or reboots just don't land. They flop.
So what makes the difference?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Often, it seems to come down to consistent quality, a clear creative vision behind it, not just relying on the name alone.
Okay, that really covers a lot of ground for this deep dive into the franchise world. We went from, Jack Sparrow's surprise appearance and the Mamma Mia gang getting back together
Uh-huh.
to new directions for Black Panther, Toy Story's tech twist, and just this massive slate from Marvel, DC, Netflix, all of it. It's clear the industry is betting big on what it knows.
Yeah, connecting all these dots, the bigger picture is crystal clear.
Right.
The entertainment industry is pouring resources, strategically and financially, into its proven IP, building on success, but also trying to find ways to innovate within those familiar worlds.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the person watching all this?
Well, maybe something to think about is this.
Yeah.
In an age that feels so dominated by sequels, reboots, spin-offs, these huge connected universes, what actually defines originality anymore? How does seeing all these interconnected stories change what we expect from totally new movies or shows? And maybe what gets lost or perhaps gained as the whole cinematic landscape feels more and more familiar, even while it's constantly trying to evolve.